I need y'all to hit the like button, man. See, I've been dropping some of these videos and ain't nobody been hitting the like button. And so the algorithm sent me a message on my phone. I was like, hello, algorithm. It was like, hey, dog, you suck. I was like, why you saying I suck, dog? I be putting out that fire. It said, no, dog, you suck because nobody hit the like button.
Hold on one second. We about to get to the bottom of this, ladies and gentlemen. This don't make no sense whatsoever. Welcome to the Dark Waters channel, where we explore mysteries, figure out the truth, dive into politics, and anything else you want to know about. That's what we doing over here, baby. Let's go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the one and only James Williams, Dark Waters in the back, and we're going to dig into this politics for the day. It is May 2nd at about 11:12 a.m. as I record this, so some things may change in the meantime, but there are still some significant things that have gone on and that are going on. The first thing I want to touch upon is going to be the issues around higher education. And when you kind of look at this little chart, you see the warfare that's being fought is on so many fronts, right? So we have the spiritual warfare news, like just recently courts in Quebec decided that they're going to allow for triplets to be recognized as a family. That means husband, wife, 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 husband, husband, 3 women, 3 men. They are a family. We know how God defines what a family is, right? And then we have other news where, for example, the Democrats are now defending, illegal alien stash houses where they're being raided and lying and saying, oh, it was a house full of children. No, it was a dope house, right? And then we have other issues where Zelensky, this is wow, I call it dumbass Zelensky. Zelensky came out, signed the mineral deal, then turned around and said that he was going to blow up a Russian parade. It's just like, somebody just need to get rid of Zelensky, man. I'm over Zelensky. He just need to go, right? Then we have higher education. And this is one of the most important things that has to be dealt with. Because this is where the liberal programming comes in higher education. They catch a lot of these liberal white kids in their late teens, early 20s, and they program them. And then that programming is done at the best, quote unquote, best schools and universities, where the best and brightest of the United States should be. And they capture the best and brightest of the United States and then program them to wokeness and then usher them out into the workforce. And so that's how you have a CEO who's a woke idiot, right? And then that wokeism, based upon the amount of wealth they're allowed to accumulate, that wokeism goes into the philanthropic marketplace where, okay, I'm going to only give money because this meets this cause. And then it goes to the political workplace where, I only fund people because I fund with my $1 billion. I fund people who believe in transgender surgeries for 13-month-olds. And but it starts in a place of wokeness inside the colleges and universities. So let's start with this one. Get off of there.
A transition to your top political headlines as we are following some breaking news. It does take us out to the White House. Take a good look at your screen, giving you a live look there here at 8:11 on the East Coast. We are following some breaking news headlines as it relates to the Trump presidency, courtesy of our content partners over at Fox News. Take a look as I transition the shot. They say, quote, breaking, Trump says he'll revoke Harvard's tax-exempt status. We do know this announcement from President Donald Trump comes after Fox News reported last week that his administration did ask the Internal Revenue Service to revoke Harvard University's tax-exempt status. We do have the very latest from the president bright and early this Friday moment as he did share a quote on his very own
platform. She's disgusted. Let me read it. We're going to be taking away Harvard's tax exempt status. It's what they deserve. I'm Donald Trump, and I'm President of the United States of America. We're going to be taking away their tax exempt status. And the reason why I'm doing this is because Harvard and Yale is where the skulls and bones are. And I'm cutting into the root of the skulls and bones organizations. I can't say much of this publicly because I'm Donald Trump and everybody thinks I'm retarded, but you know, the skulls and bones are truly the right wing, left wing, same bird. I hear people say it all the time, and they try and say that I, Donald Trump, am one of the same birds. No, 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 no. Listen, no, no, no. I am a dinosaur, a prehistoric dinosauric eagle that swoops in and rips your freaking head off. That's who I am, baby. Yeah. You want to know why? Really? Why? It comes down to the top elite universities and colleges, Harvard and Yale. It's because that's where the skulls and bones make their bones. That's where the Illuminati gets all their recruits. And it's amazing because people be looking at stuff and they be like, oh, why he gonna take the funding for Yale? And I'd be like, damn, dog, you don't see why? You don't see why I would take their damn funding too. Yeah, I'm slapping you, slapping you, slapping you, slapping you. So you think you gonna fund terrorism and then run terrorists into those universities? And people are like, well, you know, he's protecting the Jewish people. Yeah, he's protecting the Jewish people. Just like he gave all these Negroes at the HBCUs more money, but ain't nobody talking about it. Not even the Negroes at the HBCUs is coming out saying, I love Donald. Donald did more for us than anybody. No, we're not doing it. Why? Because everybody's cowards. Bunch of damn sniveling, snotty nose, rotten teeth, boils on their lips, cowards, man. That's why I was trying to stay away from politics. I started spazzing. But yeah, that's why he's taking this funding. Yeah, it does have to do with the Hamas, the daggone followers running down the streets of America with their daggone Palestinian flags and then telling you, yeah, you know, the children in Gaza are dying while the daggone worshipers march into the capital of the United States of America, while the daggone worshipers burn and pillage and lock kids in. Yeah, it's got to do with Dagon. It's got a lot to do with Dagon, but also it's got a hell of a lot to do with the fact that that's where the skulls and bones and every of the Illuminati organizations were founded. And so now he's saying, I'm going to break your Illuminati. Crack. Yeah. And yeah, a friend of mine, I ain't know this. He explained it to me. He explained to me that anti-fascism is based on the terminology fascia. It's a bundle of sticks that's tied together with a cord. And see, Donald's cutting the cord. And he's stepping on the sticks. Crack. And that's why you hear all the crying and whining and moaning. Because, see, they not used to nobody breaking their sticks. They ain't never had their sticks broken. They all hang out together. They all roll together. Everything is, yeah, you know, we're unbreakable. It's millions of us. We're unbreakable. And he said, nah, you ain't unbreakable. Hold on. You just need somebody to drop something heavy enough on you. And you're going to break. Yeah. So, yeah, he needs to revoke it. Then I want to go over here because this is what's about to take center stage, ladies and gentlemen. The impeachment 2.0 or 3. I don't know how many times they tried to impeach the man. The impeachment is coming down the pipeline. Now I don't understand why the Democratic Party thinks that this is going to be a good thing. I don't know how they can't see. Well, I can understand how they can't see the truth. You got to have some form of wisdom to see any ounce of truth. And if you don't have any wisdom whatsoever, you just damn idiot. You can't see no truth. You're just dumb. So Trump goes nuclear, which he probably did go nuclear. Make sure it's on the screen. Here it is. Yeah. Here it is. Trump goes nuclear in late night Truth Social post. Torches radical Democrats for weaponizing impeachment again, demands GOP expel corrupt leftist lawmakers. President Donald Trump dropped a late night truth bomb on Truth Social. I want to read the bomb, and I want to go to Truth Social. Clicking the link. Let's see if it takes me to Truth Social. Let's dig in. Whoa. What time you was up with this one, boss man? They call it late night bomb. Man, it's 10:30. The Democrats are out of control. They lost everything, especially their minds. These radical left lunatics are into the impeachment thing again. This crazy. He writes this himself. They're into the impeachment thing again. They've already got two no-name, little respected congressmen, total whack jobs, both throwing impeachment of Donald Trump around for about the 20th time, even though they have no idea for what I would be impeached. Maybe it should be for clearing up the mess that they left on the U.S. border, or the highest inflation in our country's history. Or perhaps it should be for incompetent withdrawal from Afghanistan or Russia slash Ukraine. Oh my God, I can almost hear this in this dude's voice. Or like I can almost hear as I'm reading it, his voice talking, and it's hilarious. Or the attack on Israel on October 7th that only proceeded because they allowed Iran to regain great wealth. These congressmen stated that they didn't know why they would impeach me, but we just want to do it. The Republicans should start to think about expelling them from Congress for all of the crimes that they have committed, especially around election times. Times meaning all the times they hate election. These are very dishonest people that won't let our country heal. Why do we allow them to continuously use impeachment as a weapon against the President of the United States, who, by all accounts, is working hard to save our country? It's the same playbook that they used in my first term, and the Republicans are not going to allow them to get away with it again. These are total low lives who hate our. Fucking dude is crazy. Oh my God. Stop it. Let me read it. These are total low lives who hate our country and everything it stands for. Perhaps we should start playing the game on them and expel Democrats for the many crimes they have committed. And these are real crimes. Remember, Adam Schiff demanding a pardon, and they had to use the power of the Autopin. And they had to use the power of the Autopin and a full pardon for him and the unselect committee of political thugs to save them from expulsion and probably worse. Man, I don't understand. I don't think they get it. This dude not playing with them. He not playing with them, man. He not playing with y'all. Yeah, I don't think he playing with y'all. And you notice yesterday the stuff about the Autopin came out. In fact, that was today. Now, watch. That was today the stuff about the Autopin came out. Now, I missed that. Let me go back. Watch this. There go Big Balls right there. If you've never seen what Big Balls look like, that's Big Balls, the hacker that everybody was talking about, the poor little kid. That's Big Balls. Shout out to Big Balls. Anyway, nobody knew what Big Balls looked like. I'm looking for the Autopin. Where did it go? I ain't crazy. I ain't crazy. Why you search this? Now, I want y'all to know we getting closer to this race war. We getting closer. There it is. May 1st. Biden Autopin bombshell oversight project releases new alarming analysis of Biden's executive order signatures. Autopin A, Autopin B. So we have Joseph R. Biden. Yeah, that's clearly. It's close. The Autopin scandal is growing by the day. The oversight project gathered every document they could find with Biden's signature. All used Autopin signatures except for the announcement that he was dropping out of the 2024 election. Whoa! Let me read that again. Just to make sure I'm hearing this right. The oversight because I read it fast. The oversight project gathered every document they could find with Biden's signature. All use Autopin signatures except for the announcement that he was dropping out of the 2024 election. New analysis of executive order signatures showed an increased use of the Autopin as President Biden's mental and physical decline accelerated. The oversight project revealed on Thursday Joe Biden used a wet signature on every executive order during the first year and half of his presidency. His presidency. However, in late spring and early summer 2022, everything changed, and Biden's auto pen appeared to be on every clemency warrant and executive order. The Oversight Project analysis of executive order signatures shows Biden's first year in office compromised compared to 2022 to 2025. All right. 21, he was all right. So, cool. He ain't use his pen. He signed the orders. Boom. 22, 14. Signed 29. Whoa. Whoa. Just look at the percentages. 0, 50, 100, 60, 70, 100. This is such a tangled mess, ladies and gentlemen. I said this before when this first came out. This is such a tangled mess because when you think about it, if Biden didn't sign this stuff and somebody signed it for him, that means that all the crap that was done is illegal. And how do you unwrap that level of illegal evil? I guess some of it you can contest the fact that it wasn't signed by the president and it was an executive order that wasn't signed, and so therefore it's not valid, and so therefore everything that was done under it can be undone. But I mean, for example, let's say he signed the executive order to give money to China or give money to, I don't know, Gaza. What's he gonna do? How you gonna get the money back? I don't know. That's a very complicated issue. I don't even know how we got down this rabbit hole of I know how we got here. We was going into the them trying to impeach him. I'm sorry to come back out of that rabbit hole. Yeah. See, that's the key to riding with me. Most of these people you gonna find on the internet, they're gonna go down a rabbit hole and they get lost there. But you see how I caught myself and I corrected course? It was like we took this jet, went down into the inner earth. We went left, we went right, we looked around, we said we done went too far. And then we did one of those U-turns where you go, and now we flew back out with the bottom of the jet in the air, and then we go and go back up. That's how we doing it, baby. That's how we do it over here. Now, I'm gonna tell you something. Something about this thing right here, I haven't been able to put it together. It hasn't made much sense to me, but there's something seriously wrong right here with this Congressman Shear Thander. But I haven't been able to figure out what it is. I just haven't. But something wrong. The other day I said he was a lizard person. And you can't blame me for saying that looked like a lizard person. You can't say I'm wrong.
This is Congressman Shri
Wait,
Canada.
shut up. You can't say I'm wrong for saying that thing, something looked like it's wrong with that thing. Does he have 2 rows of teeth? Is that an extra row of teeth back there? Like, I ain't got 2 rows of teeth. I got some yellow teeth because I smoke too many cigars. And every time I get them cleaned and scraped off, I go back to smoking and they get yellow again. But he got 2 rows of teeth. Look at that. That's a tongue and that's extra teeth back there. Let me see something. You double row teeth bastard.
Donald Trump has already done real damage to our democracy. But
your democracy? Who the hell does your hair? What? You know? See, this is why Jesus help me. Lord, you know I'm crazy. You know there's many crazy things I could say. And I feel all the crazy things bubbling up, Lord. And I don't want to go crazy. I don't want to say what I'm thinking. I don't want to say he looked like he in a mask, like 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 he a Section 8 Michael Jackson. I don't want to say that he looked like he. I don't want to say none of those things. That's something non-human. That to me is what, if there was an entity that was inside the earth and it was like, all right, we had a meeting and things are getting tough and we need to send one of our representatives there. And they hadn't spent a lot of time on the surface of the earth, right? They didn't spend a whole bunch of time like walking around on the surface because they can't. They're lizard people. They can't spend a whole bunch of time on the earth running around because everybody's shooting, right? Come out, lizard person come out in Texas, they getting hit. 223s, 556s, they gone. You know what I'm saying? Come out in the hood, they got switches. You done. You know what I'm saying? Hell, some places you come out, tornado might get you. But the point I'm making is this. When I see him, I see what looks like an entity that said, all right, we need to do our best to put on a human skin suit. And they had an old skin suit where they encountered human beings probably from, I don't know, 100 years ago. And they said, well, that's how they looked the last time we came out. And they said, all right, hold on. Grab the leg. And they slid the leg in and they started sliding the arm in like it was a jacket. And they pulled the head over. And it's like, how do I look? How do I look? Oh, you look great, sir. You look great. Oh, because if we don't stop the Donald Trump right now, because Donald Trump is a threat to our democracy. Yes, we must stop Donald Trump. He's going to undo all the covenants that we have with the humans on the earth. We'll no longer be able to get the babies. We won't get the babies anymore. We want to get our baby food. No, we won't be able to get the blood from the altars that we were having. We're gonna have to go up here ourselves and impeach him. Yes, we're gonna have to go. And then he comes on TV, talks like this.
Defying a unanimous 9-0 Supreme Court ruling that has to be the final straw. It's time we impeach Donald J. Trump.
Why is his mouth open so wide? Like he opened his mouth to eat giant mouses. Look at this. Donald J. Trump. Watch how wide the mouth open. I'm gonna say it. Donald J. Trump. Now watch him. He go back. Donald J. Trump. Like why? Look, watch.
Has to be the final straw. It's time we impeach Donald J. Trump.
Why? How your mouth open? Donald J. Trump. And you always know the non-humans. I ain't won't go here, but let's just go there. You always can tell the non-humans. I'm slobbing on myself. The non-humans make me slob. You can always tell the non-humans by their mouth. They be on TV. They either demonically possessed, and they got a crooked smile, or in some cases they have a crooked frown. Don't get me wrong. You can see the ones with the frown. And then they have them wide mouths. Yeah, like the skin suit don't really fit the jaw the right way. And I want you to see this damn near Neanderthalic face that we dealing with right here. You know what I'm saying? This damn with the snake ridge on the side. This right here, the snake ridge. Hold on. See the snake ridge right here? Like a cobra ridge right there? The snake ridge. Like where from here to here it kind of opens up. Boom. Like this is my cheek right here. This is my cheekbone right here. This is my cheek, my bone, right? You do this to your face, you're gonna have a cheekbone right here. Now this shit flare out like this. And then hit a bone. Cause they lizards, man. Full blown lizards in skin suits. Somebody went, man, this dude's a conspiracy theory. He's crazy. Yeah, everybody say smart people are dumb, and then smart people be proven right in the long run. But the point I'm making is, if you don't agree that he ain't a lizard, we ain't got to agree on that. But something wrong with him. Look at you tell me something ain't wrong with this thing, then guess what? Something is wrong with you. And we all gonna agree something is wrong with you. You may not want to go as far as I'm going. And I understand it. But take a few more seconds to listen and you tell me something's normal about this.
The court said the wrongfully deported Kilmer Garcia must be allowed to return and receive due process. Trump ignored it. He ignored the Constitution. He ignored the very checks and balances that keep our democracy intact. This isn't an isolated incident. It's part of a dangerous, deliberate pattern. That's why today I introduced a resolution to impeach Donald J. Trump, outlining 7 articles of impeachment. Article 1, obstruction of justice and abuse of executive power. From denying due process to unlawful deportations, Trump defied court orders. Article 2, taking away.
Who voted for this lizard? I can't subject myself to this. Who voted for this lizard? Who voted for the lizard? And I'm fat right now. You know what I'm saying? And so my neck don't, my neck got a little juicy, just a little juice. I got a little juicy neck, right? So it's understandable because I got a juicy neck. And he's a little slender. And so maybe his neck is not as juicy. But that shit don't look normal on his neck, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry. I can go, watch this. We got this dude. Let's just do an experiment. Let's go to random YouTube channels. Let's go, matter of fact, let's go to one of my favorite apostles. Let's see if we can see what his neck.
That's why I'm having a dream. Of course, some people it might happen, but
all right, nothing in his neck like that. He a little heavy, so his neck look normal, right? They talking about dream interpretation, which you ain't supposed to be talking about your dreams publicly like that with nobody. But nonetheless, people do it. That's their business. It ain't my business. Dream is a place where the Lord gives you dreams, and that's your secret place where you and him talk. JD Vance got a bid, so we can't use JD Vance. All right. The point I'm making, I'm not going to do it because that's going to be too much digging. Point I'm making, get back to him. There's something wrong with him, man. The best. Let me see something. No, we done. We done. We ain't going there. We got to get back out this rabbit hole. We went down the hole. We done went too far. We coming back out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we out of the hole. We officially left that hole. The point I'm making is something's wrong with this man, and he's a lizard. Going back to the next thing. This is one of the things I want to bring up. Now, you notice the Supreme Court ain't came out and said what they was going to do about this thing with these children in the school, man. I've been waiting on this, and I wanted to make sure this hit the board for me and you. Will the Supreme Court say you can't exempt your children from LGBT indoctrination? Now, I said when this first started, I don't know who this dude is. I found the article, John Henry Weston Show. John, I don't know who you are. I don't even know why you're on the screen. I just found the article, and I wanted to use the article. I really didn't want the article. I just wanted it as a point of reference for me to talk about this. They should have already made this ruling. And I could be wrong. They may have made this ruling, and I may not know. But in my opinion, it don't take this long to make this kind of decision if you have the right mindset. If you're not a wicked judge, it don't take a long time to make this ruling. These are parents. The parents, first of all, the kids shouldn't be subjected to this crap in the first place. I'm sorry. Bobby has 2 daddies, shouldn't be in the classroom. It just shouldn't be. Not from ages 4 years old to 11-year-old. Not from ages 11-year-old to freaking 19-year-old. Just shouldn't be in the classroom. It just shows how perverse our society is and how much of cowards we are. That really what it shows. But nonetheless, let's get past the fact that it shouldn't be there. And let's get to the next part where you trying to say a parent needs to debate whether they can opt out of it. There ain't no debate. That's my child. My child don't need to be in no classroom with that crap. Now watch this. The easy solution to it is, and it's always been the easiest solution. Hey, you a LGBTQ parent or whatever, we'll give y'all your whole school. All y'all kids go to school together. You can have whatever fucking curriculum you want in your LGBT school. Whatever curriculum you want. But that won't work because they're going to say, well, you're discriminating against us and we want to go into that school. And we want the book in that school. And we want the book in that classroom. Because it's not about the lifestyle. It's about the spirits behind the lifestyle projecting that on children. It's about the demons of the Gadarenes who still pissed off because Jesus threw them into some damn pigs and they ran their behind and jumped into the sea. And they're like, Jesus ain't here right now. And the people that represent him, they don't know what to do. We're going to go and get in the classroom and corrupt all these children. We're going to have all of them cutting themselves, piercing themselves, chaining themselves, sticking crap in their nose. So, in my opinion, this ain't no hard decision to make. But I'm keeping an eye on this one. Because this right here is going to let me know where our nation really stands. Because we talking about our children and the future of our nation. Like if our Supreme Court can't give a righteous judgment on this, we cooked. I don't give a damn what Donald Trump do. We cooked. Because this is bigger than, this is spiritual in nature. We cooked. Donald can do all the things he can do. If they can't get this right, we cooked. And then it's black bag time again. Roberts, bag, Gitmo. It's heart attack gun time. Boom. It's hunting accident time. Boom. Don't act like they didn't have no hunting accidents already. No, DW, you're threatening. No. I'm just restating, re-saying what's already happened in the past. Wasn't one of the Supreme Court justices that went on a ranch and went hunting and died? Now the story is a little bit different. Story is he was in some kind of club and he was doing something he wasn't supposed to do, and a little youngster got the wrong one for self-defense. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't there, so I'm just saying. I don't like on speaking on things when I wasn't there. I'm just telling you things have happened in the past. Yeah, things have happened in the past, man. This one right here is important, ladies and gentlemen. Do playing around. See, this is why the videos be getting a little bit shorter. Cause then I be sitting there talking, and then I be thinking about the consequences and repercussions of what comes if we don't get this right. And the thing is, it's not even we. There's a separation of powers, but in the spirit realm, it's based on authority. So that Supreme Court is the authority in this nation. But that Supreme Court could curse the whole nation and all the people of the nation. Because it's an authority trap. Same thing with damn Biden. Same thing with Obama. It's all authority traps in the realm of the spirit. The only way you can deal with when you got a wicked authority over you is you have to sanctify yourself to the Lord and be repentant on the behalf of the nation, on behalf of yourself and your family for what they doing. And trying to separate yourself from that. I'm hoping these people don't put us in that damn situation. And I'm hoping it don't happen like what I'm seeing happen is they make the wrong decision right at the beginning of hurricane season and then, whoo, bam, 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 bam. You think you done seen some smoke with some tornadoes. You think you done seen some stuff with the HARP. Everything ain't HARP. Every one of them ain't HARP. Some of them are HARP. Anyway, I'm done. And I'm hungry. I'm a hungry